Because what's happening, world around is also changing very fast.
Sure.
The way a decade back, a hotel would have a guy like me and today my son or my daughter Ujala or Aditya for that matter, they would experience luxury in a different way. They may like a blend of technology. Where I used to feel challenged by technology in a hotel room, maybe my children will not feel technology any more dwarfing or challenging, but at the same time, luxury and technology go together. But I want to understand what major shifts are you observing in consumer behavior, aspiration, especially among Indians upwardly mobile? Because see, we're looking, a lot of youngsters work in our office, and I see it's very important for grey-haired guy like me and the young ones all work, co-works, exist together and make room and space allowed to collaborate, ideate and grow together. But you have a beautiful story to tell because it's such a big experience and you're literally seeing consumers behaving differently at every 5 years. So what's your take?
There are several aspects to what your question is. The question is when the young children are there, their kind of fun and experience is very different. And the spaces that you create for them is going to be different and fun, which you need to do. And that's more easy to do because you're creating a product. And product to create is not difficult to do. If you want to create a good product, today we have the wherewithal to do it and many people could do it besides us. But when you move up the value chain, whether it's a teenager or it's the next gen, Gen Z, or it is people who are elderly or people who are of corporate world or people who have already achieved a lot of things in their life, for them it's different because they can go to the Maldives and have a great time. They can go to Switzerland and go and walk on the Bahnhofstrasse and whatever it is. Our aspect is very simple. When you come to Hiranandani Sands, you will have the same feeling and experience. Only thing is that you are in Hiranandani Sands in Alibag and not in the Bahnhofstrasse in Switzerland. But you will feel great. You will feel wonderful. You will feel taken care of.
And it cuts across all spectrum.
And it will cut across whether you buy a small apartment or you're into a top-end villa. You will still have that cutting-edge experience that you will have. Because you can use a speedboat to come. You can use the water sports which are there, which is the best in the world. And all those things can you have. And if you have a party for the little kids or you have a 25-year silver wedding anniversary, all the different groups of people would love to come over there and actually party out in order to make a lifestyle there. So what I'm trying to put across is various generation of people have different needs at different times of life. But the idea is to create an experience for each. That sense of feeling good about it.
How is this next generation Gen Z behaving? And especially when it comes to luxury.
They are so wonderful. And they're
also the most misunderstood. In fact, I don't know about the study that
I love them for the simple reason that
I have two in my family.
Don't worry, I've got two generations that I have. I have my children and I have my grandchildren. The eldest grandchildren of mine is only 22 years old. So, he's just graduated from Wharton. And what I'm trying to say is that we know that at different ages, your needs are different. But experiences is what you want to create, not just needs. Needs anybody can fulfill of anybody if you have a little money. But experiences you cannot fulfill if you have not taken that amount of extra care to make that destination special. So you have to do that. Then it doesn't matter. Let's say you come to our destination at Hiranandani Sands and you've had a positive experience. Next time, will you come again? That is important.
Absolutely.
So it's not about just visiting it. So many times you go to a destination and you say, oh, I've seen it. And you say, will you come again with me? No, there was nothing special about that place. I've seen it. I got all the photographs. I've got the memories in place.
It's very transactional.
Yeah, it's transactional. You've gone there, seen it and come back and you don't want to go back again.
Right.
There are places where you will say, I had a great feeling. I was taken care of. I found that special. There are 5 new things to discover when you go next time. There's a forest. there's a wetland park, and you keep exploring and taking and intriguing, and and then you have people of different gens, years and groups which form groups within these areas, and you kind of communicate with them, bring them together in a group, bring them to your convention center, bring them to your country club, bring them to your yacht club, bring them to your water sports area. So
I think for this destination, one has to either park for good about a month, looks like the kind of wage is coming up, because I'm sure in one trip, in a small, 4 nights, 5 days, it won't suffice. So absolutely wonderful. I think your take on next generation, I think also at the same time, the Gen Z is also a little different. They're demanding, but they're also telling if they don't like it.
Sure.
Right? So there's a very different behavior in them, which at times annoys people, but I think they're very good. And I think you said very sweet. I echoed the same thing. I'm just going to quickly take a look on, since you bring all of it together. How do you think, should India rethink the integration of hospitality, real estate and tourism to build a world-class destination? But from your perspective, you're really delivering it for so many years. How do you think these three pillars can come together and make India shine again?
It depends on the kind of project that you envisage. Suppose you're at a religious destination. You could probably just make a hotel, or maybe a couple of rooms and houses and all. If you're looking at cities, then you have a different ballgame completely, because you have commercial properties which you develop and other things like that. To create a destination like we are doing at Hiranandani Sands, with the size and scale which is next to Mumbai and so close, it's less than 1 hour right now with the new bridge connectivity and other things which are coming up, and the Ro connectivity. Now, with that kind of a destination, the opportunity to create something like this becomes very easy, because the demand is so strong for such a product that's unbelievable. But the point is, you can't do size and scale of the kind we are planning to do in every location. But what Mr. Modi is trying to do is to create areas which are destination, and there will be 100 such tourism destinations which he plans to create, which is religious, which would be hill station areas, beach destinations, etc., etc. So that's at the macro level. And then you could be a little part of that destination. But it's not so easy to do what we are planning to do, which is kind of have 200 plus acres and then try to create a hospitality destination which is different of the size and scale that we want to do. But the point is, the government is supportive of creating such destination, and that is important, because it's matter
there are
of
people like you, they have a lot of trust, right?
Yeah, they do. Thank you. Like for instance, connectivity. Now they're providing the various connectivities to various areas like Navi Mumbai, Panvel, Alibag, other locations and other places which they are doing. So the government is strongly putting up the second airport, which is very close to Alibag. So all that and more makes a world of a difference in order to create it. So the government is also important. The size and scale of the project is second experience. And the third is to understand the needs of various segments of society. If you have a small project, you may cater to one segment. It could be a corporate segment, it could be a religious segment, it could be XYZ. But when you do a project of this size and scale, you have to take into consideration everybody, right from the babies to the elderly who would like to stay there and have a great time. And of course, we have also having a wellness side of the whole thing is what we are planning. So all this and more cannot be done by everybody. So maybe in the country, we would have 5 of them of the size and scale that we are planning to do, or the government could do it, which is the easiest thing for government to always be able to do it. But at this point of time, I don't see anyone, at least in Maharashtra, doing it of the size and scale that we are planning at this point of time.
It's such a massive scale that you do. I think it's very imperative and important to have partners who really rally up to what you are bringing to the Alibag and to the whole world. This scale, size, magnitude, you need very strong partners. Do you have any favorites?
Oh, we have lots of them. So in the case of hotels, obviously we're going to have different categories of partners that we'll have to do. We will do, and we
I can
already
recommend
we'd love to have. We'd love to have a connection through you too. We have various associates in terms of international concierge services. We are looking at the best water sports, the best people in the water sports arena that we'll associate with. We're looking at people where we would associate for the purposes of developing the jetty, which is going to be one of the finest in the country. And so on and so forth. So obviously we will have associates in various fields that we are planning across the segment to redo it, because we need to again be the cutting edge in each of the things. So we don't think we can be the cutting edge in every segment of it, but we will be part of it, and we will certainly be the master planners as well as the master implementers of the entirety.
For the whole narrative.
Yes, absolutely.
No, it's so important.
Just like we've done Hawaii, Thane, Panvel, we're doing the same, and in Orgadam in Chennai, all the places we've kept the entire environment under our control.
And that's why they flourish, and that's why they're they're really the name that they really make for themselves. This leaves me with the amount of hybrid work and flexible lifestyle, currently rising. How do you foresee India coastal, hill, and leisure region transform? Because leisure is really being talked about. But I think earlier it was just a luxury, but no longer.
Leisure resorts, now with online connectivity and ability to work from home, even senior lawyers had been during COVID times only done online. And of course, the tech people, a large number of them work at home. A lot of people I find, they go to their offices for 3 days in a week, and then they want to be at a resort kind of atmosphere for another 3 days of the week, and so on and so forth. So what is really happening is that they do want a quality of life to be done, whether it's going to be 365 days, or it will be part of the week, or it will be weekends that they want to use, or they want to do any other thing. Each family will decide, or each person will decide in the family for their own. But the expectation is that there is a need for such things.
Right.
And we are just not doing anything except fulfilling the aspirational needs of people. So we have understood that they want it. And when we talk to people in the marketplace, they're very excited because they said, oh, but nobody's even thought of something like that. Forget actually implement it. So we are also excited ourselves to see whether we can really develop it to the quality and scale of the size which we want to do. At the moment, there's plenty of excitement in the marketplace in order to demand such a thing. Now, this second part is, one is to create it, and the second is to execute it to the satisfaction of the client.
And also
that's a different ball game completely. And we're looking forward to do that too. As we have done in the past, we want to do it in the future.
And to just substantiate, especially the RevPAR, revenue per room available, especially on the luxury resort, has grown by 12.9% year on year for Q2 of 2025. And 8 to 10% growth in the resort luxury RevPAR. And this demand has increased because there is an accelerated demand and need for it. And average daily room rate has also increased. So these current figures give you kind of a vision that luxury resorts will command the premium they deserve. So I think this is going to really be another great sign that what you just said is going to substantiate that.
We look forward to it.
These figures are real.
Yeah, we know, we have studied all these figures and we understand the demand. But we are looking at something beyond what you have said, which is not just the hotel resorts that you're talking about, which is the figures that you gave me just now. But the idea is to make your home into a resort. A home is now a hospitality-centric thing. A home has all the facilities which you get in a hotel plus.
Right.
So your home is also an investment today. So I'm investing into that place. You're giving it back to us as a service department, a branded residency that we are looking at. And we will look after it, we will service it. And when you come there, it's spit and polished, cleaned and ready for you to use.
Absolutely wonderful, because I think we've given a room for everyone. And especially in the luxury segment, You get in a hotel, you get in a villa, you buy a villa, you check into a branded, you buy a branded. So I think there is a whole choice for an arena of choice. You're spoiling the customer, but rightly so. Like, no, it's absolutely great talking, and I just want to quickly come and understand India is producing global elite cohort, and how should hospitality brands think about serving his new audience? I think India, by say, has the biggest of the think tank, and the world's top company CEOs are largely Indians. I don't want to name them, but how are you looking at these Indian cohorts who are really making a global impression? And what is their appetite? How is Hiranandani Sands as an answer to that? I know we have answers for everybody, but for this sector.
So basically there are two angles to it. One is a dimensional growth in terms of size and scale, which is anyway happening, as you have given the figures, also a 12% compounded growth year after year taking place post-COVID. Plus, I think next year will be even 15%. So you're going to see many more rooms added on to each of the groups which are there, in each of the brands which are actually getting laid out. But I'm not only looking at that. You have to understand that now your home is also going to be in that segment. So it will be a serviced home as compared to a home which is there. And that is the elevation to the next level that is going to happen over a period of time. And the reason why we are getting into that part of it is because people are willing to add that little amount and get a return which is far better. So if your place is maintained, the resale value of that place after 10 years is going to be exponentially higher. So we are not only giving you a quality and lifestyle of what we are talking about, but we are creating a value proposition which would be crazily higher after 10 years of the same property that you have. So you're looking at a return for your property, enjoying the property yourself, and getting a capital appreciation. I mean, I'm just looking at it from a monetary investment perspective for anybody who wants to get into it. It would make great sense to invest also into the hospitality part. Of course, Powai has had a great record of price appreciation. There was a building called Lake Castle, which we sold in 1991 at 850 rupees. Today, the resale is 42,000 rupees a foot. Same apartment, same building. Without any upgrade of that building, it's 42,000 rupees a foot. So the similar thing is going to happen for all these apartments and investments that you do, because the place is going to be taken care of. You see, when the environment is taken care of, the place is being taken care of, the investment is taken care of, then the possibility of that sustaining value over a period of time is much greater.
No, absolutely. You really said what I was thinking, because I had also made a kind of a call for especially the apartments, and it was like music to my ear. And now that I'm talking to you, my confidence doubles up. And looking at the capital appreciation, and also look at how nice it is that whenever you want to use it, you're assured of a rental income.
Sure.
Your capital appreciation is going. Your asset is maintained.
Sure.
What else you want?
Sure.
So I think there has that whole dogmatic pattern, and that once you buy an asset only for investment or stay. I think you're creating manifold opportunities in real estate, hospitality, luxury, all of it coming together.
Sure.
So a person like me can also step in to say, listen, this is my way of horizon to think of an investment, enjoy the premiumness and the luxury.
Sure.
What will define the next generation of integrated experience-led mixed-use development globally?
This is what Dubai has done. The mixed-use development which Dubai has done is second to none. You have the areas where they have residences, they have branded residences, they have the luxury apartments, the villas, all that combination. That's the macro level at the city level. So this is exactly what we did at the level of Hiranandani Sands. Exactly. So it's a kind of combination of such a grand, fantastic city which has been created, Dubai being that city. You try and understand, you don't need the entire city to have the satisfaction with which you have if you go and stay in Dubai. If you had a house in Dubai and you used and bought it and gave it a branded residences, or you gave it back, you can do that now in India. So that's the kind of a thing which we think is the thing. But the expectation of the people in next 5 years is going to be even more.
Correct.
So we can't even think what the demand could be in terms of it. We can only tell you that it will be more. Exponentially, the expectations will be much more. Because the people's incomes are going up, their aspirations are going up. The Gen Z is just rocking. I mean, they do want everything and that you can possibly give, which is available all over the world. And you'll get it here plus. So why not? And at a price which will be 20% of what you would pay in Dubai. So if you bought the same thing in Dubai, it would cost 4 to 5 times as much at least.
Yeah.
And very expensive to maintain as compared to what we would do in India. So an investment earlier, people would look at Dubai as an investment. That wouldn't make sense in comparison to what we are offering today.
Nice, because I think they've been very bullish about it.
No, I'm bullish also about Dubai because they've really moved forward all the time. But what we are saying is, this is a different investment model, but it's a use and investment model. So you use it and
Dubai, I agree with you, maintenance should be large.
It's very high. Quality of life is fantastic, but your cost of living is 5 times what you would be in Mumbai or in Alipag.
Your entry point barrier is very high.
Exactly.
And the cost overrun.
Exactly. So that is the issue as far as comparative to the best in the world, I would say. And I would think that people who would like to invest, would like to buy, would like to live, would like to enjoy, I think we have a combination of that is what we're trying to deliver. And that is the reason why hospitality will grow over a period of years, as you have mentioned.
There's a lot of talk about ESG, and sustainability or green is no longer a fad, it's a reality. And ESG play, and most of the hotel operators, and I think even the asset owners, are giving due recognition and attention. And for you it has been something very natural. I would never imagine any Hiranandani project which will not be green, which will not be sustainable. So what is your take, especially on the ESG compliance?
Let's go backwards. In Powai, for instance, we have 25% of our areas are gardens and forests, etc. We have 2 buildings which are the first commercial platinum rated LEEDs green buildings in Mumbai city, earliest 20 years ago plus.
Then there was
when there was no question of talking about sustainable buildings, we
and
built
no brownie points.
No brownie points. We didn't
did
get
it on your own.
We did it 25 years ago, 25 years ago.
Wow.
And BJ House and Crystal House. So we did those 25 years ago. That's one. Second, we have the largest sewage recycling plant in Mumbai, 4 million liters per day in Powai and 4 million liters per day in Thane, which is more than what the city of Mumbai Bombay Municipal Corporation does for the whole city. We do it only for Powai and Thane. We planted 4 lakh trees in Powai and I don't know how many trees in Thane, and we continue to take forests from the government of India and forests in Hiranandani Sands. We have taken 27 acres from the forest department, which was barren land, and transferred and planted 7,000 trees 3 years ago before starting the project. We have 100 acres of wetland park ecosystem which we want to maintain. And of course, you have the sun and the sea and the sands, which will always be environmentally friendly. So sustainability is part of our culture for last 25 years, 35 years. So we plan to continue that. I don't think at this age and time I'm going to change that. But the point is, we are now crossing that barrier. We need to see, can we give you something much more than? And that is the reason why all these new areas that we develop will have gardens, footpaths, cycling areas, rowing boats, and other things, sports activity, and all the other aspects of it for various categories to make it sustainable. So while the responsibility of the state is to create the sustainability at the macro level, we do our level bit for the last 35, 40 years at the project levels. So we do that completely. As far as the future is concerned, you've just mentioned it, that the hotel and the brands and everything have to be ESG compliant because that's the need of the hour and they will do it. Prime Minister has stated that we must do it. So all that is falling into place. However, I think an individual has to be trained from school to college to their homes. How do we do the little things that are going to be there?
Right.
Segregating waste, working on
Dry
and waste, plastic waste, all these other things, using all these things, I think is going to be extremely important. So, Government of India level, state government level, city level, project level, like we are doing, individual level, buildings levels, and all these things, I think that sustainability has to take a different upper turn. As far as our projects are concerned, we are already there and we want to continuously improve it and see how we can add on every time that we do. I can tell you 20 things more of how our buildings are made green in terms of it. We spend about 5 to 10% more in the cost of building these buildings, but we recover that cost in 5 years of use of the building. So, sustainability is not a cost. Sustainability gives you a return immediately. So, our experience has been extremely positive in terms of sustainability that we are going to do. No questions about it that the future we have to do it. India has to do it more than anybody else.
No, absolutely. I think you echo my sentiments even at the grassroots level, at the family level. I remember, if I just give you a story, my mom used to say bucket bath. Today you get these gallons of water through musical showers and all coming and jutting water. Liters and liters of water get wasted. But good old time, there was just a bucket bath. And I think it's important how you rightly said from the government to write to the family unit level, that orientation about sustainability. But if on a little lighter note, if I were to ask you, which is more important to you, the E, the S or the G?
All the three.
All the three.
I know it's like asking which part of my body should be more taken care of. Is it the heart? Is it the heart, or is my eye, or the ear, or the nose, or my liver, or the kidney? I think ESG is a part of totality. You can't pick it up in isolation.
So I was on one of the CEO panel of the hoteliers, and a lot of people went about talking about G, which is the governance, because that actually gives you payback. Essentially, if you wear a hotelier cap or an operator cap. But nonetheless, it's a fair answer. I think lets me go on a lighter note. I really enjoyed the conversation so far, and I'm just going to do a little one rapid fire in the sense to take your perspective, very quick ones. Your idea of luxury in one sentence.
Luxury is making me feel special.
Special. One hotel experience that instantly wins your heart. One hotel.
A wedding at Turf Club, where I finished standing in a queue and walked down, and there was a turbaned waiter which brought me my whiskey glass the way I wanted it. And I looked at him and I said, "Where have I seen you before? How do you know about me?" And he said, "I've been in the Taj and I know what is your mix of drinks."
Wow.
And he had it for me just after a long wait at the wedding reception. After I finished, he made me feel so special. And I mentioned this to the Taj hoteliers in their senior management conference, that you don't need to do big things to make people great.
Which place you said?
At the Turf Club in Bombay. At a wedding, after the wedding, you are standing in a queue to go to a rich man's wedding. And then you come down and you've stood in the queue for 15, 20 minutes. And I get my thing. And the bar is so far away. So there's.
I mean, if I was there, I would have always remembered. If somebody knows your poison.
And I was surprised because he was a kind of fancy turbaned one. And I said, who are you? And so I mentioned this to the Taj hoteliers, that I said, look at this guy. He made me feel so special, and after 15 years, I still remember that incident about the Taj.
How nice. I mean, absolutely. Wonderful. Great to hear that. And I think Taj and people have obviously watched this. I mean, great brand. Definitely. Your favorite way to unwind when you are traveling?
Walk.
Walk
Around the city, walk around the place. Get
are
the
you
feel
an explorer?
Yes and no. I mean,
I'm
not a
foodie as well.
I am a foodie. But I'm not a fussy foodie. I'm just a foodie.
It's all right to have a street food?
I love them.
A travel memory that has stayed with you forever? Travel memory?
So many of them. I think I enjoy. There are two aspects to travel. Travel is about people, and travel is about places. So places plenty. You walk in Switzerland, you go to Kashmir, you go to Maldives. So many spaces are kind of places. But I always remember places where I think people made you feel good. Small things.
There's something about people that gets you, right?
Yes.
Gravitate to each other, and the whole place looks very comfortable.
Yes, and I think people underestimate that. People don't understand that it's more about feeling than just the place.
Oh yes.
If you do a good transaction and you get a good deal, but you made that person feel special, that's the greatest transaction you can possibly do with that person, because he will talk about it all the time. But if you are not meaningful in your transaction, then he will do that deal because it's a deal for him, but him or her, and he will always remember, oh my God, but what a difficult guy he was. I mean, would I deal with that company or the person again? No. So I think that's the part of which I do believe in much more.
Your travel style in 3 words.
Simple. I'm not a fussy traveler.
You're simple by all sense, I have to say. Truly.
I'm easy. I can walk in the streets and eat. I can go to the best restaurants in the world and eat. I can travel easy, and I'm not fussy.
You said best restaurant. Is there any pick for you?
Oh, I mean, I promise you, my street food experiences in Thailand are much more than the 5-star hotels in Thailand.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't compare the two at all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
From the experience point of view.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And in terms of palate?
I remember my pav bhaji on the streets too.
Right. I mean, I'm also salivating right now, but we'll have some pav bhaji subsequently. Tell us about one global and Indian destination that inspires you with its hospitality culture.
I think Indian hospitality exceeds everything in the world. Places-wise, I would see a large number of places. The Black Forest has such beautiful places, locations, destinations. Kashmir has such beautiful destinations, locations, and all that stuff. But Indian hospitality beats the rest because you have people and people and people who take care of you. And I think there is no substitute for that. And that is why I believe that Indian hospitality has a greater future than any other country in the world because we have people to service them. And if we can actually use that to a scale, next scale level, you would have the maximum number of international and national tourists moving into the country rather than just going out. I think we have to focus on that part of it in terms of it. And I sincerely believe that is more important than just doing. Of course, you have to create destinations in terms of each location having some speciality focus. But after that, the making a person feel special.
I think in all our conversations so far, I think when I realized the bedrock of success, I think is about people. And I think it's been very integral and universal for you in your entire journey. What kind of space immediately feel luxurious to you?
Always more space is more luxury. That's the kind of feeling that one gives, whether it's traveling in the club class with a bigger, wider seat or more space in a restaurant, which is more luxury. So I think space is definitely a time of the whole thing. The second is possibly exclusivity of a particular item. It's not available everywhere, but it's available here. So you get something which is special. So that is considered as luxury.
Absolutely.
And something which is not easily available to everybody. Whether it's from a price point of or a location or a special club that is created or limited edition of a particular watch or something like that.
Yes.
That's considered luxury.
Scarcity brings the luxury.
Yeah. So that is the luxury which the world looks at. So, the suit could be Canali, or it could be Raymond's, or it could be any other this thing on it, or a Boss, or whatever it is. And if I show somebody the label, then the value of that thing changes.
Absolutely.
So if you said it's just an Indian brand, it's A, and if it's Canali, it's B.
I understand it.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you notice when you enter any hotel?
The reception.
Your go-to intelligence while traveling?
Yeah, I like walking around.
A hospitality habit India should adopt more widely.
First of all, improve the ease of travel. Like we have done at the airports, we have done it very, very well. But the moment you come out, oh my God, you have the taxi driver and you don't know what to do with it, and things like that. So I think you have to make the rest of life of the tourist also equally
seamless. You have to connect
all the dots, and from the beginning, if you can do that, I think it will work.
Traditional European architecture or traditional Indian architecture? What is your inner thought?
Both. We do a architecture which is a blend, but I love Indian architecture too. We've just picked up a particular style, and that style has stuck with our name. So we have a kind of a thing which is actually called Hiranandani style. And there are various builders from all over the country who come and meet me and say that they have emulated my style of architecture. So,
but it's such a heartwarming to see you give so much of room and encouragement in your projects in Indian design. Otherwise, most of the developers really fancy the big names over, taking international design. But you've really given a lot of...
Yeah, so basically they would look at, because today glass is in fashion, they would do all the buildings in glass. We also do glass buildings, but we have our own tradition style of commercial buildings which are quite outstanding.
What is the most important thing for a relationship to last long? Trust, love, or adjustments?
Trust is the most important thing. If you can bring trust to it, love follows. Trust is done, a relationship is always built on trust. Only when you have trust can you have love. And only when people trust you can you have relationships. So everything is first about trust. Every brand which is today great in the world is only about trust. You trust the brand. Once you trust the brand, everything else follows. You can make mistakes and you can correct your mistakes. But if your brand is trustworthy, people know that you are honest about what you want to deliver. If I have making a sale, my intention is very clear to everybody, including the people who work with you. It's not just the outsiders who know that if I'm asking someone in my staff to sell a product, they know that the company is focused to deliver that product as we have talked about it. So it's all about the entire fraternity focused on this subject.
How nicely you answered. But before I wind up, would you like to say a message to our Hotelier India audience and largely the hospitality industry?
My congratulations to Hotelier India. That is a wonderful thing, and thank you for giving me this platform here today and interact with you. It's been a pleasure. I think the hotel industry has an opportunity of a lifetime. It's never there before. I don't think the growth story for hospitality in India is as strong as it is today. We have a great country. We have the infrastructure is improving, whether it's doubling the number of airports in the next 5 years, increasing the number of flights, connectivity to various areas, roads, connections and others, religious tourism, destinations, sun, sea, sands, hill stations, Jaipur, the palace travel. So I think the opportunity is there. How you really grab this opportunity is really up to the industry and to the government. So I think both are equally going to be great. And you're doing a service to society. So I think up to you really to create a great atmosphere of a great country and make everybody feel special.
Wonderful. I think these were the best lines to sum it up. And I think you took a few lines and I would have said myself, but it's absolute great pleasure talking to you, Niranjan. And I think the baton is in the right hand for hospitality in India to truly shine, and you stepping in with the legacy and excellence and quality, and above all, the passion that you bring, the honesty that you bring, the getting the whole ecosystem together, not leaving anybody aside, your staff, the whole world together. I think we are up for the greatest time in hospitality. And to all our people who's going to watch about hospitality, I think there's another chapter unfolding from the house of Hiranandani with Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani on my side. It's been a great pleasure talking to you, and I think I can't wait, and my audience too, to step into the beautiful sands, Alibag Sand. Wishing you much success, and I think The whole world will come to Alibag Sands very soon, and we are together with you as your partners to make sure that we make huge decibels to make sure that everybody's attention is, on the Alibag Sands. So, wishing you much luck, much sunshine. May we all with you shine together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.